Hey YouTube. Oh god, the sun's just gone away. I just fluffed up and recorded an intro without any audio, and it was lovely and sunny, and the wind wasn't there, and now the sun's gone away and the wind's up. Yeah, here we are, Sutton on Sea. Not a great deal to say really. We're a bit early. The tide's still quite far out. It looks like good conditions for a bass, and as if we'd planned it, I've come to meet another YouTubing channel called BOAG UK, who are just literally, as if it was planned, arriving. It wasn't planned. Today's been an absolute shambles. I was late, they're late, everybody's late, but so's the tide, so it's fine. Just a quick sort of welcome to all the new subscribers, and if you're a first-time viewer, because I know 70% of you are, this channel is all about my journey sea fishing. It's not a catch log, it's a video diary about fishing adventures. Whether I blank, whether I don't blank, no matter what happens, the footage goes out. It's a learn from my mistakes, basically. I show you marks, I go on rants, I talk absolute gibberish, I talk, you'll never learn to fish from me, but you might learn from my mistakes, or you might see something that works and go, oh, I'll try that. But for now, guys, I'm going to roll the credits and then the startup time lapse. Oh yeah, I said all that because if it sounds like something you might enjoy, please do press subscribe. Because like I say, I know 70% of my views come from unsubscribed sources, so it's free. All you have to do is click on the subscribe button. If you're not registered for YouTube, that takes 2 seconds, and that's also free. Anyway, enough of that. Let's roll the credits, let's roll the setup time lapse, and then I want to have a chat with you over a cup of tea about some comments that I got from last week's video, which were some really, really spiffing comments, really good feedback, and some really good information and some talking points that I really would like to address. So for now, I'll see you later. The rod tip, guys. There it is. Okay, right now then, well, welcome to Sutton on Sea. Let's I'll be Frank, you be YouTube. Oh dear me, that's a walk. That is a walk. I don't even think let's have a look. I don't even think the time lapse will show up, or the base camp, as it were, will show up. No, probably not. I just spent ages framing this rod and then I've gone and shifted it. There we go. Yeah, isn't it nice to be out in sunshine? Who would have thought less than 24 hours ago this beach were covered in snow? Although apparently we're going to know about it later on once the sun goes down. Oh, yeah, there's one hell of a tow out there. I was going to put a 5 ounce lead on this. So I've just sent, as I normally do, my first rig out being a Wessex. It's kind of become standard for me, that now. It's got a 7 ounce lead on, which is not something I often use, but I'm glad I have this time because literally, I mean, it's a deep beach. So chances are it wasn't just the tide. It wasn't that the weight wasn't holding bottom. It just took a while to hit bottom. And in that time, it drifted quite a lot. But yeah, we're fishing the flood at Sutton. There's a fair bit of movement in the water. I was hoping for a ray. Now it's my understanding, as I quite often start these chats, it is my understanding that for a ray, really, you want it a bit calmer than this. I'm a bit dubious about the noise on the line, guys, because I set up, cast out, and then I walked up to get you, and that was a good 5 minutes. The baits I've sent out on my Wessex rig is a lugworm, single lugworm on the top hook. Some nice big fat juicy lugworm supplied by George at Anglers and Danglers out of Grimsby. And on the bottom hook, so on the trailing hook, the one that sits on the seabed, there is a squid and bluey cocktail wrap, as it were. And that's out there now. I'm a bit dubious about this noise on the line as to whether it's the waves or whether there could well be a little fishy. Although, let's face it, it's me. It's not going to be a little fishy, is it? Because I've been away from the rod for a good 5-10 minutes. Now the baits I've sent out, apart from the worm, the mix, the cocktail was still frozen. The reason why I'm quite happy to do that. Now then, Simon's already reeling in. Oh, has he got a flatty? He has. He has. He's got himself a little flatty. Straight off the mark. Well done, that man. I've got quite large hooks on, so the chances of me hooking into one of those, not impossible. But I will wait until the tides come in a little bit, and I will put both rods out, and one of them may end up with a flatty rig on. I really want to reel that in and check it now. But I don't want to walk all the way back up there to get my bait to redo the worm. The frozen bait on the bottom will be fine. But I don't want to walk all the way back up there to get another worm because it'll destroy itself if I bring it in and recast it. Be like fishing with it'll be a naked hook by the time it goes back out into the water. So yeah, there was something I wanted to say about being here at Sutton on Sea. I mean, it's lovely. It's a lovely. It's a grown-up beach as well, because you've got Mablethorpe just over there. This is such a grown-up, chilled-out beach. It's unbelievable. It's great. There was something I wanted to say. Can I just say, before I forget, and I'll probably say it about 50 million times in this video, but I think they deserve it. Please do go check out BOAG UK. Now, I'm probably going to get this wrong, and Simon and Amy, I apologise. I believe BOAG UK stands for Bug Out Action Group UK. Now, over on BOAG UK's channel, They do sea fishing, more successfully than me. Well done, guys, seriously, well done. I love to see other people catch, as well as myself. So I just tend to congratulate other people more than I do myself. Oh no. That was a double knock, that, wasn't it? That was, let's have a look. I tell you what, let's have a look. Well, it's heavy, but then there's a larger lead on it that I'm not used to. It's coming straight in, so I don't think there's anything there. It says, just as it goes heavy, probably a big ball of weed. I can't see any movement in my trace. I have managed to catch a razor clam and weed. So yeah, there was a razor clam on there. Still had parts of the mussel in, so that's a first for me. But yeah, a clump of weed and a razor clam. So I've got quite large hooks on with the this is one of the things I'm going to talk about later on from the viewers' comments. One of the things I'm going to talk about is keeping your options open, and one of the reasons why I like the Wessex rig for this purpose. I'm not going to do the viewers' comments yet, guys, because the tide creeps up on you here, because we're on a sort of, as I was saying, I don't know if I said it in this intro and the one that I forgot to turn the audio on for, but we're on a little hump here. Now, we're not going to get caught with his pants down and get sort of trapped on here, but what you tend to find is once the sea reaches a point, this section of beach is gone in about 15-20 minutes. So you do have to bear that in mind. You know, a lot of tide noise, a lot of lead bouncing. Oh, this is doing me head in, and I'm not cold enough to need that on yet. Take my scarf off. Oh, that's better. I don't like things around my neck, but I don't like being cold either. Right. BOAG UK. That's what we were talking about. BOAG UK. They do sea fishing, coarse angling, and sort of vehicle. I want to say upgrades, because I would class it as an upgrade, because it's something I see as an upgrade. they convert vehicles from normal, like landies and vans, to campers and overnight campers and things like that. They do a bit of that on their channel as well. Little bit of a secret. I hope in a year or so to contact them about a collab to help me do a van. Shh, don't tell them. Yeah, I will this time, I'm sure. Remember, do go and give them a subscribe. They're a new fledgling channel that are growing very, very rapidly. Amy and Simon and Amy are two lovely people. They really are lovely people. We've just, much to our possible, what's the word? I've forgotten the terms I'm thinking for. But yeah, we've just spent the best part of sort of 45 minutes to an hour stood talking instead of fishing. And sometimes I forget Simon is a very knowledgeable fisherman, and a lot of the sea fishing and coarse fishing traits, skills are interchangeable. So sometimes I find myself rabbiting on about rigs and tying hooks and things like that, and I have to stop myself because it feels like I'm telling my grandma I have to suck eggs, even though I think Simon's younger than I. Don't mean anything derogatory by that. He's certainly fitter and healthier than I. There we go, that seems to be holding a lot better than the last one. I just had that, I think that razor clam, I think the hook had killed the clam, and the shell was just shaking in the tide, making it look like there was something on the. Come on, spit it out. Making it look like there was something on the hook. But yeah, Wessex rigs. Right, I tell you what. Just give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute of your time. Right, let me line this shot up so that I can be a little bit sly and watch my rod tip in the camera, in the front facing screen on the camera. Although, to be fair, I can't really see much. You want the sun, actually, where's the sun? Right. Oh, do you know, there's not much I can do. I really want to watch the rod tip, but I really want to talk to you guys. Yeah, the Wessex rig, and sort of going back to one of the comments that I had, I think it was video before last, when I was talking about, when I was on the wall, the north wall, Fuller Street, about not converting bites to takes. And one of the comments said, well, why, you know, are your hook points proud? I think they were. I feel as though they were. And one of the other comments was, did you think about converting your rigs to smaller hooks? Now at that time I hadn't geared for that. I didn't have any other hooks with me. I probably, much to my detriment, that's the saying I was trying to remember earlier, I don't generally carry a load of rig tying equipment with me, generally speaking. If I'm travelling a fair way, I will make sure I've got some more rig tying equipment with me. But if I'm travelling to a local mark, I tend not to bother. But this time, and one of the reasons I'm fishing with a Wessex, as those guys have just proven, is a smaller hook, and I could already be off the mark. I've got, I think on this one, a 3/0 on the bottom, and a 2/0, I think. It's either 2 3/0s, or 2 2/0s, or a 3/0 and a 2/0, up the line. Now that does narrow the field a lot for me. But what I have got is I've got more Wessex rigs in my box. I've got pulley rigs in my box. And what I've also got is some size 1s and some size 2s hooks. Just some standard Aberdeen, I think they're short shanks. So what I can do, especially on the Wessex rig, because I've got those long flowing tracers, what I can do is I can downsize the hooks and just fish worm baits with them, or a worm bait and a squid head, or just put a small hook on the bottom. Or, you know, I've got that versatility. So that's one of the comments. Now, I think it was Graham. Let me double check, because there's one comment in particular that I really want to discuss, because the gent who wrote it, and I'll just grab your name, give me a minute, but the gent who wrote it, was it Wayne? No, Wayne, I'll do, yeah. Oh, where is it? Not Gatsby. Gary McNamara. Your comment, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And you know, you're on the money. I think with a lot of what you say, you're on the money. And I just want to take this. I just want to say thank you, Gary, for your comment at this point. I'm not going to go into it just yet, but I just want to say thank you. That is the exact sort of comments that not only do I need, but the people who watch my channel will benefit from that sort of information. So thank you very, very much. Very well written, very constructive. Thank you. We will discuss that when I'm further up the beach, chilled out a bit with a cup of tea. Sorry, I know I'm a bit all over the place today, guys. I'm trying to stay on one particular topic, but for some reason, not to coin a millennial term, but I think my attention is literally just all over the place. I've just got that much stuff rattling around in my brain that I really want to talk about, but I also want to spend time actually fishing. So what I'm going to do later on in the video, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to leave it recording at this normal rate. I am aware that that just tapped a couple of times, but I'm pretty sure that's waves. What I'm going to try today is I'm going to put the sock over the normal open microphone, the ambient microphone, and I'm just going to record everything. And I'm just going to leave it. And I'm not going to talk, I'm just going to fish, and I'll speed it up and slow it down and speed it up and slow it down as and when and if something happens, or if I want to talk about something, or if we're going to have a conversation. You know, I'm just trying something new. It also means one of the comments that I did have, now I get a lot of support for the music that I use, and thank you very much, choices are limited. But one of the things I'm also going to try today, if there's not too much wind and too much crackle and too much noise, is I'm just going to leave the surf noise on, the sound of the sea. Now, I'm saying I'm going to do this today, guys. I'm not going to lie. And the small part of me kind of wants it not to work, because editing this together into a cohesive video is going to be a nightmare. It's going to be horrendous, and it's going to take ages to render 4K video that's sped up as well. It's going to take me the best part of a day to even be ready to get it to upload. So I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of hoping it doesn't work. Yeah, that's wave noise. But that's the plan. I'm going to I'll switch you onto an ambient. When we're up there is when I'm going to do it. When we've moved back off this flat is when I'm going to do it, because there's going to be too much. Actually, no, we'll start it after this. I'll unplug my personal microphone and I'll put it on ambient. I'm just trying it. If you don't like it, guys, please do let me know in the comments down below. It's just a test. If the overwhelming comments come back say, yeah, we really like just having the sound of the sea and you chirping in as and when, then it's something I'll look at doing more regularly. But honestly, guys, I'm not going to be able to do it every time. I'm doing it today because I know a lot of people really enjoy the sounds of the sea, so we'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. Right, I'm going to loosen my drag up. It's already time to move back. Actually, we're all right for a couple of minutes longer. And yeah, you'll also see a lot more of the trying to keep things in frame and put things in frame. Because one of the things I like about the time-lapse view is it's a wider angle. But what I'll do is we'll trial it now. I don't actually know how much footage my memory card can hold. Let's have a look. 5 hours. It's going to be a push. I'm not going to be able to do it for the entire session. But we'll start it now. I'll turn off my mic. I'll unplug my personal mic. And until something happens, I'm just going to leave you with the sounds of the beach and the sea, provided it's not too windy. I don't have a windsock for this microphone. So provided it's not too windy. If it's too windy, you'll hear music straight away. So I'll talk to you in a bit. If all this works, by the way, guys, I may well use this video to launch my second channel, where I will upload the video as is. No sped up bits, no music, no nothing. And it'll just be the full video, unedited, unless there's something that I need to cut out, like somebody talks to me that doesn't want to be on video, things like that. This may be the first video on that channel. And if that works, if that is a thing, I'll try and remember in the corner of this video, one of the corners, there'll be a little white card pop up, and that'll be a link to the other channel. Now, I won't be able to put every video on that channel, or every time I go out I won't be able to do this. But, yeah, I may use, if it works, I may use this video to launch the One Man on His Rod unabridged or unedited or whatever I decide to call it. And that'll just be straight up footage, everything that's recorded within reason, uploaded to the channel, to that channel. Right, time to move. Like I said to the lady in Aldi today, talk to yourself all you want, only get worried if you lose arguments with yourself.
good lad.
try and do this all in one. Oh, and I didn't set me drag before I went for a chat. Let's move you. And reframe you. I'll tell you what. Let's reel in. Been down there a while. Let's have a look. Take me about 5 minutes. I'm going to move you guys. Yeah, I'm going to move you guys even further back. Just the camera. Tripod's okay. Actually, no, it's not. I think what we're going to do actually is we're going to move right the way back, and I'll just have to walk the casts out. Where's my box? There it is. Oh, I hate walking up and down this stuff. There, it's a long way, but it should mean less interruption. quite that far, is it? Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm just going to shut the camera off for 10 minutes. I'm just going to let this tide come in just a little bit more. And probably give it a break. Have a break for 10 minutes while this tide comes in a bit. I'll speak to you in a bit. Okay, so I thought I'd give you a quick sit rep. Yeah, the back end of where I just cut off the last one, I said I'm going to reel it in for a bit, guys. I changed my mind and resent it. Yeah, the wind was just pulling it across, but I decided to suck it up and leave it out and resend it, which is exactly what I did. And I'm glad I did, because to now it's actually holding bottom. The line's singing like a good one, but it's holding. We're not far off now putting the second rod out. It's not going to be too far off now. So normally, where we are stood is where I would wait for the water to come before I started fishing. But, you know, unless you've got a bait in the water, you don't know whether it's going to fish. I wanted to find out if it fished on the flood from very low water. Now it does appear, oh, that wasn't tide noise. Something just bumped it. It does appear, with the right hooks and the right gear, it does fish from very low water. As Simon has proven, hit straight into a flatty. What's more impressive, actually, he saw the bite from the flatty. That's very impressive. Normally, did that just pull line off? No. It does seem to be pulling against the tide. Just let the drag off a second. I've been down, I must admit, Simon, when I came down to have a chat with you and Amy 2 minutes ago. I was a bit cheeky. I did have a look at what you were rigged up with. Is that another YouTuber? Looks like they're setting up a camera tripod. Maybe. Or maybe it's just two fishermen. I don't know. See, now it's moving with the tide. A minute ago it was moving against it. But I've not seen anything that looks like a good solid take yet. See a lot of wind noise, a lot of tide noise, which is to be expected. There's a lot of line in the air, so the water's just about to breach the hump, so it's getting close to the point where it soon guzzles up that sand. So I had to move all the way back, and like I said, there's a lot of wind, a lot of water hitting that line, so seeing a bite is extremely difficult, and I'm so blown away by the fact that it's managing to hold. I'd have thought with that amount of tension on the line it'd have whipped the lead straight out, but it hasn't. Which actually might go to say with just how deep that water actually is. Which is quite astonishing. So yeah, I finally got my arse in gear. I finally went and got the pop cover. I said I don't have a windsock for the onboard microphone. I'm not even sure if GoPro do one for the onboard microphone. I'm sure some third party does. I'll have to have a look on Amazon in a bit. When I'm sat up top on my box, I'll have a look. But I think that was the lead finally giving up, I think. But yeah, what I'll do is once I'm looking like I'm going to get pushed back again, I'll go get my second rod and I'll retie a rig with some smaller hooks on, and I'll fish. I'll fish one closer in, which will still be on this rod, I think. Although actually no, I'll probably switch this one to a pennant, to a pulley, with a big fish bait on, or a bigger fish bait on, and I'll put on the Cinetic rod. I'll put a Wessex with two smaller hooks on. Although I must admit, I'm always torn behind trying to get a fish for the video and targeting what I want to target and reducing your chances of putting a fish on the video. I've always said I don't fish for the video, so I might stick to my guns, keep the Wessex as it is, and put a pulley on the Cinetic and try and get that out a bit further with a slightly bigger fish bait on. I can always whip onto the back of the Cinetic, onto the back of the fish baits. Did I just see what I thought? I think I just saw porpoise, but you don't usually see them on their own, do you? Something definitely turned in the water. Well, with any luck, it'll be a bass turning in the waves. The colours come back in the water. There's lovely movement in the water. The wind's dry. The wind has stayed compliant. Unfortunately, I left, and it's my own fault, I left my bait uncovered and the dog has come and snaffled up a load of my lugworm. I've still got half a pound of ragworm and I've still got all my fish and squid bait because they were all in a box, so it's not the end of the world, it's my own fault. And it destroyed a spool of bait elastic, so I've had to pick all that up and put it in my box because the dog owner kindly deposited a poo bag full of poo, left all the shredded elastic. So yeah, clearly a responsible dog owner that had zero control over their hound. You know, yes, it was my fault that the bait was out there. That's my fault. But if you had control over your dog, it wouldn't be shitting out elastic. Luckily, it looks like the elastic that it has chewed as well and truly in little pieces, so it shouldn't cause any issue. Right, guys, I'll put you back on. Shall I? No. What I'm going to do, I don't often do this, but I'm just going to shut off the camera for a little bit so that I don't have to worry so much about the camera. I'm going to move the camera back and I'm going to go get my second rod and reel and I'm going to start getting that set up. In fact, what I'll do is I'll put you up the top there and I might put you back. I might put you on a time lapse, I don't know. I'm still really torn. I'm still really torn between putting some smaller hooks on another Wessex rig and just fishing 2 Wessex rigs. I'm very, very torn. No. Yes. No. I don't. No. Yes, I'm going to put some smaller hooks on another Wessex rig. I'm going to put some smaller hooks on. In fact, I might actually have a flapper in my box. I might have a 2-hook flapper in my box. I might have a 2-hook clip down actually in my box. And if I have, I'm going to swap that out, get my other rod, and let's get two rods out. Let's get 2 lines out. What shall I do? How shall I do it? Let's go back to the ambient thing. I want to try and make a push of that, so let's go back to the ambient thing. See what happens if I just unplug this microphone. Does it go straight over to ambient? Seems to. Turn this off. Let's get an audio from somewhere. Hello! Yep, sorry. That probably sounded awful. I'm sure you can see the rod tip. I'm going to go get the other rod. Yeah, there we go. The sea has literally just breached the hump, look. Literally. It was, as soon as it breaches that, it's all over. Well, there we go. Anyway, to put it back up there. Should be alright here. I've got a couple of feet on it. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Let's move the camera back up the hill a little bit. The tripod I can stand to get wet. The camera I can't lose because I never bought you. I know it's a bit far out, you're not going to be able to see much, but it's all ambience for you, isn't it? Is that whipped round again? Is that right? back in a minute. Do me a favour. Do me a favour, watch them for me. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm just going to go get a pulley rig ready. move you guys back a little bit. Right, let's put you back on normal microphone and have a quick chat. Let's see if I can just hot swap it, see if it'll do that. That's not Danny. Okay, has that hot swapped? Oh, it has. Okay, so presto changeo, although you guys have actually just watched it. Wow, that's shot across. We've gone over to a Wessex rig with some size 1s on, or size 2s I think they are actually. Sort of at medium to short range. And a pulley pennel. Sorry, you're looking at the sky there, aren't you? And a pulley pennel with a size 4.0 and a big bait on it. By big bait I mean a whole half a squid and the best part of a third of bluey, including guts and head. Bifurcated, so sliced down the middle, chopped in half. It's about that long. Yes, I should probably have 2 hooks behind that, or a hook behind it, but it's only a single hook pulley rig, and I haven't tied any 2 hook pulley rigs. I might have one, but we'll see how it goes. If I get some interest out at range, then I may swap to the 2 hook one if it becomes an issue. But we're getting close to the point where I'm back at base camp, so I'll be able to chill out, watch the rods, change baits more frequently. I don't think the pulley's holding bottom. I'm going to have to put a heavier lead on it, I think. Don't think it's holding bottom. But you can tell we're getting close to time where, you know, where the peak fishing time is, because the beach is filling up. It's gone from me and BOAG UK being on here, just us 2, well 3, sorry, to it now being, there's a group of 5 there that are clearly all together. There's a fella just arrived to my left who's just setting up, who looks like he's really going all in with 3 rods. And it looks like right down there's some fishermen right down there. So like I say, you can tell it's getting close to time now that the big boys are turning up. Everybody's coming out to play now. So let's hold out hope. I've not checked the time or done anything today. 5 o'clock, so we are 2.5 hours away from high tide. So this literally is the time now where this beach really should be at its best. For the next sort of 2 or 3 hours, this beach is really sort of at its prime. So, I'm sorry guys, but I'm going to put you back just watching the rods with me. Say I'm sorry, you'd probably prefer it rather than looking at my ugly mug. I'm struggling to hold bottom with this pulley. It really is struggling to hold bottom. I'm going to have to put a heavier lead on, which is a shame because I always struggle to cast a heavier lead, but the wind is just actually I might lower the tripod slightly. That helps, doesn't it? Thing is, you're as bad burnt as scalded, because you can lower the tripod or and then you're putting your rod tips in the waves more. Or you can just grin and bear it. But I'm going to lower my tripod just slightly. Only by maybe a foot or so. Just bring those rod tips down just a little bit. Lowering the line. I think I might have to recast, however. I think I might, let's see. So I've got a feeling that's actually been washed in. Stick at it for now. But bite detection is going to be an issue. Let's tidy this other rig up. so that I'm not hanging bait in the air for the fishy, for the doggies, although you don't tend to see that many dogs now. Most of the dog walkers are tucked up until tea time now. Well, no, it is tea time, isn't it? Sorry. Right, actually, no, I'm not. I'll wait until we're all the way at the back of the beach. I was going to say I'll do that comments that I've been wanting to do, but I'll wait until we're at the back of the beach, up at the box. It won't be too long. It won't be too long at all. You know what? I'm going to have a look at that one actually. I think it's just wave noise. But this is the two smaller hooks, so let's have a look. Oh. No, lead's just released, there's nothing there. That wind's picking up a little bit though, making it a little bit more difficult. God, when that tide pulls, it pulls. Now then, am I over my line there? I can't tell. Don't think so. Let's unball this. Well, that hook wasn't going to catch anything. Yeah, I want to get myself one of those Innova bait stations. They're bloody good, they are. They look chunky, but then when you think they spend most of the time on the attached to your tripod, it's not that bad, is it? I'm really struggling to hold bottom here. On both legs, and one of them's a 7. Right, put you back as we were, and I'll talk to you in a bit. Should be. Yeah, you're going to have to swap to any lights. as well today. Yeah. Right guys, let me just make sure we've got sound. Make sure we've got sound. We have got sound. Have we got sound? Are the microphones turned on? They are. Right, sorry. There's going to be, like I said to you when I set this up, there's going to be a fair amount of that. Right guys, while I've just got 2 minutes, I've got two rigs that I finally got the weights and the rigs and the things seem to be holding bottom now. I don't know whether it's the undertows calming down or what, but while I've got 2 minutes, I just want to have the discussion I said earlier about Gary's comment in particular. And like I said, it's a perfect comment for my channel because, like I said, I'm a learning channel. It's all about, you know, video logging my experience in sea fishing, be it good, bad or ugly. Sorry, I just saw the rod tips go in the just saw the rod tip go slightly in the thing. Oh no, it might not have been Gary's comment, sorry. I might have been giving somebody praise. Oh, it seems to be having a fit because the signal down here is really weak. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Sorry guys, give me a minute. It wasn't Levo's. It has. There it is. It was Gary. I knew it was. Right. So Gary's comment, Gary McNamara. Oh, hello. I thought I had it set up nice so it wasn't bloody slack lining. But it's gone slack again. Ah well. The distance rig's holding, I think. Yes, it is. Right, Gary's comment was, "Hey Russ, another good video, mate. Thank you very much for your kind words and a commendable effort." It's always a commendable effort, really. It's, yeah. Anyway. But if I was to offer any advice, I would go against a new mark in the dark with little knowledge of the mark. I completely agree. It was a spare of the moment thing. I was meant to be going to Mablethorpe. That fell through for one reason or another. I still wanted to get out. I didn't know of any other mark local. So yeah, I completely agree with not really going to a new mark in the dark, completely not knowing it. That's very true. And the fact there was no other anglers there. At that particular moment in time on that mark, that's completely what I expected. I didn't expect to see any other anglers there. But once again, I agree. If you turn up to a mark and you spend your entire session fishing on your own with no other angler at all, then you're probably doing something wrong. But it's a learning curve, and that's how we learn, so it's not a waste of time, mate. No, not a waste of time. I would advise, if I was you, to try and get a day out with Levo. That is something that Levo and I have been trying to sort out sort of on and off for a while now, and it's hopefully coming into fruition in the summer. And the reason being is maybe it can help you get the extra 30 yards on your cast, and that can make all the difference. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. I was speaking to a couple of locals, and forgive me, I'm going to get your names wrong. I know I am. But it was John or Jimmy and Ray. I was speaking to, and he was saying, you know, he's just bought himself a fancy new rod, and you know, the extra 30 yards that it seems to get him on his cast seems to have made all the difference. So it really, really does. It really, really does. It can be the difference between hitting where they're feeding and falling just short of it. And if you ain't hitting where they're feeding, they ain't gonna come to you. One bait far out, one bait close in, which is exactly what I do, and try fresh lug wherever possible. Wherever possible, I do use fresh lug. I'm being outfished on the lug that I brought today by Simon. He's hitting 2 flatties. I've had nothing so far. So yeah, although once again I'm struggling, I'm going to have to get another heavier lead out. What else? What does he go on to say? One bait far out, one bait close in. Very true. Fresh lug wherever possible. I couldn't agree more. Lastly, masked hooks could be the issue. Yes, masked hooks is definitely something that I do have the odd issue with, without a doubt. Especially in fast-moving water like it is today, I do tend to find that the bait does slide down over the hooks quite regular. And to be honest, it's largely because I'm too lazy to put some bait holders on. Also, getting hold of bait holder hooks seems to be very difficult at the moment. I do like bait holder hooks wherever possible. I just haven't actually been able to get any for a long time. Check out Billy Fishing on YouTube for hair rig setup. His videos are very entertaining and educational. Not something I've had a chance to do yet, but I certainly will. Don't want you disheartened, mate. The fishing family is here to help each other. Knowledge is power, fish on, brother. Gary, very fine words there, my friend. Very, very fine words there. And I'm thankful that the likes of him, the likes of Gary and a few other people are out there. Certainly as a YouTuber, you do come up against quite a bit of opposition, which was something I was discussing in another comment. And I'll discuss it here now, and I'll be frank and honest with you guys. I was blown away because somebody came and said, you know, the reason there's this animosity against YouTubers, which is something that's confused me for the longest time. But somebody came along and said, you know, there's this animosity against YouTubers because there's this feeling that commercial longliners and commercial fishermen are watching YouTubers' videos, and based off the videos, they're then going and setting up their long lines or fishing marks out. There was another point which I'll talk about in a minute, but that blew me away. That genuinely blew me away. To think that there's a possibility that commercial fishermen, with their radars and their sounding machines and their black books full of wrecks and locations to hang lines and things like that, would watch a YouTuber fishing from the coastline to see where the fish are. That blew my mind. The second point, yeah, all right, I can see it being, I can see this one being more valid, and that's the feeling that you could, in theory, if you're a very popular YouTuber, you could put a video out, you could show a location, absolutely fishing like mad, you know, fishing its tits off, as I quite regularly use as a term, and you know, the mark could then end up swamped with people. That I kind of understand. I do kind of get that. But is it right to keep things a secret for selfish reasons? I don't know. It is just selfishness. It is. It's childhood selfishness. Well, I'm not going to tell you where I catch my fish because you might then go and catch all the fish. If you can catch all the fish that are out there in that sea right now, then you're a miracle worker. If you can come with 2 frigging rods and catch every fish so that no bugger else can catch anything, You deserve a prize, don't you? You really do. You deserve a trophy. It's, you know, I mean, I get the thought process. And I get, you know, all right, yes, if a video takes off and does really well and shows a mark, you know, could it bring a few extra people to the mark? Yes, it could. Does it bring thousands of people to a mark? I'll tell you what, ask John at the Fish Locker. Ask John where he goes fishing is because he's one of the biggest YouTube fishermen, or ask Sandman from Sandman's Tackle Time. Does he go to a mark now and go, oh bugger, I can't fish it because I put a video up and it did well and now there's thousands of people clogging up the beach? If he did, he probably wouldn't still be producing videos, would he? Because he wouldn't be able to get on any of his marks. That rant is over. I'm not going to go on about it anymore. That's it. Back to fishing. Guys, I'm running out of memory card space. I'm going to have to go back to my usual standard of filming time lapses because we've got 3 to 4 hours of fishing left, but I've only got 2 hours worth of time left on the memory card. So I'm going to have to go back to time lapses. The first half of this video, hopefully, the experiment will have worked and hopefully it'll be good and it'll work out. If Simon's caught another fish, I'm not going to be happy. No, I am. I'll be happy for him, but it certainly looks like his line's heavy enough for it to have a fish on it. Come on. Where's your rig? I think he thinks he has got something on it. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Right, I'll put you back on ambient. No, we're going to go on to time lapse, so I'll speak to you in a bit. Bit of chill out music, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Here we go, guys. The small hooks have done it. Nice little dab. It's only a little one. A lot of people say I can tell the difference between dab and a flounder. Sorry, there's a little bit of blood, but you can see, unfortunately the light's behind you, but you can see through a dab, basically. Let's get it back. Well, she's gone. Yeah, she's gone. There we go, guys. Yeah, pretty resilient fish, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, dropped my forceps halfway down beach, glad I found them. So, yes. It's not a blank, the streak is over. Might only be a little dab, but a fish is a fish. I was kicking myself. Because I thought I'd buggered up. Let me just get some worms on needle and I'll tell you. Well, while I'm doing this, I'll tell you. I know you can't see me, but yeah, I thought I'd buggered up. Because what I thought I'd done, I'm watching on that time lapse. It won't show up, they're only little bites, but on that time lapse just then, I'm watching both rods, and the red one's giving lots of little knocks. Obviously now I know why. But yeah, lots of little knocks. So I'm thinking, well, it's got my big bait on, so I want a firm take on it to warrant reeling it in. I'd completely forgotten that my red rod didn't have my big bait on. My red rod had my little baits on. So that little dab, bless it, I'd probably been on that hook for 5-10 minutes longer than it needed to be. So, you know, not ideal. Not ideal for the dab. But still, fish number one. It's not a blank. Oh man, that sigh of relief. It's not a blank. Here's where somebody else, like Simon, it looks like Simon's actually playing something there. Yeah, there we go. The flatties are officially here. Simon's just bringing one in as well from BOAG UK. Don't forget to go check them out. Link in the description to their channel. Oh, that's a nice size flounder, that. That's very nice size. Actually, is that a place? And we might have to go have a look at that. That might be a place. I've never seen one on this coast before. I'll just nip down and see Simon. I'll be back in a sec. So, I'll tidy that up in a minute. I am tempted to resend the Wessex, I'm not going to lie. As you guys know, I like the Wessex rig. But, if flatty bash is, if it's just the flatties that are out there, then flatty bash we shall. Besides which, as I've said before, you'll catch big fish on little hooks, but you won't catch little fish on big hooks. So let's put some bigger hooks out. And then we can have one with luggies on and one with rag on. With rag being a bit tougher, I'll put them on the clip down and they'll be a bit more resilient to a bit heavier casting. I think that's my most rig change. I know it's only 3, but I think that's my most rig changes I've ever done in a single video. Oh, rags are monsters again. And the full of beans. Open wide. There we go. Yeah. To be honest, I wish I'd have known I had this clip down rig. I'd have used it a lot sooner. God, these rag are juicy. Bloody hell. It's a gusher. So, you clipped in. So if it starts looking like the big fish are coming out, I can always go back to my fish baits or my squid. But at the moment, it doesn't look like that's the case. I'll pop you back on time lapse, guys, because my memory card's running low. I'll speak to you in a bit. Here we go, guys, fish number 2. I'm not going to hang about, I'm going to get it back. We've just done a little bit of a demonstration with BOAG about how to turn the hook going in under the gill. You see, the fish is still happy, it's still breathing. I don't know if you can actually. You see, still happy, still breathing. Let's get it back quick. That's another little flounder, that's a flounder, so it's a dab and a flounder so far today. Yeah, swam off. So far, both myself and Simon and Amy of BOAG UK have both hit the flatties on fresh lug. There's a lot to be said for fresh lug. Puts plenty scent in water, and I don't mind a bit of flatty bashing. So I'm a little bit gutted. I don't know if I said on the last clip, I'm a little bit gutted with myself that I didn't realise I had that 2-up clip down. Otherwise I would have been using that a long time ago. But hey ho. But for such a little flounder, I saw that bite. That was a good little bite, that was. Good little take. And I was straight on it. But that's the beauty of the Wessex rig. Both these little flatties have both been on the bottom hook. But because you've got that running ledger, even the little fish are able to influence your rod tip. And I've just got the power tip on that. I haven't even got the Sensi tip or the match tip. So, you know, it takes quite a bit to move that tip. So, yeah, happy days. I'll change the rag while I've got one line in. I'll send 2 fresh baits. I just sat down for a cup of tea as well. Literally my first cup of tea. I just sat down for it. Let's get some fresh bait on this while I'm here. What on earth? How? What? Okay, let's sort this mess out. Somehow my line's gone under my spool. Oh, quite a lot of it. Try that again. There we go. Oh, a little bit of tug back on this one then. No, I don't think so. I think it was the lead popping. Yeah, put some fresh rag on this one, resend it. And by the looks of that, something might have been having a snifter. Speaking of a snifter. Have a shot of tea now it's cold. Come on, raggies. It's torn out the side of that one. I think with this clip down, actually, I might be going over them. Let's keep it in a bit shorter. Keep it in a bit shorter, eh? Oh dear me. Right. I'm gonna try again to have a cup of tea. Oh, but I'm happy. I'm happy. We're not blanking. 2 fish. I'm happy. I'm happy that that BOAG UK, Simon's had 3 good ones. I think they're getting worried they're going to get wet. Oh, where I put my phone actually. What time are we on? Nah, 10 past 7. 10 past 7, the tide's not going to come much further now. Now then, is that tide or is someone having a go at the rag on the left rod? Don't know if you guys can see the rod tips actually. Right, no, I think it's just tide noise. No, maybe not. Yeah, it is. Left one's doing it now as well. Yeah, it's in sequence with waves. Right, I'll pop you back on time lapse. Oh, somebody's reeling in down there, so let me just watch that a sec. See if it's changing bait or see if it's caught anything. No, it's changing bait. Alright, I'll talk to you in a bit. Don't forget guys, like, share and subscribe, all that good stuff. BOAG UK, comments down below. Great couple of people. and at the moment out fishing me, although to be fair, a blind deaf seal could outfish me that was beached on dry land in the middle of the Gobi Desert. Still, great fun. Beautiful day on a really nice beach. And it's been with great company as well. So. Oh, no, that's something. Oh. Might have been a bit early on that. Yeah, too early, I think. Unless it's swimming straight at me. Yeah, too early. Oh, worm's still good, reshoot it. It's the only problem with these Gemini leads. I need to get a breakaway mould or a, what is it George calls it, a Namix mould or something that has slightly longer legs on it. Oh, that lead's not held bottom at all. It's just been picked straight up by a wave. I'll wind it much more. There'll be nothing in water. Let it settle for a minute and then I'll try cranking on it. In fact, I think they've both been picked up. I think they've both gone slack. Oh no, that one's all right. That one's not too bad. I think the sea's just picked up again. It's having one last surge. Right, anyway. Yeah. Nothing doing. Now is the time to chill out really, top of the water. It's when this mark quietens off a little bit. Hopefully that one's now settled. Yes, it has. Right, anyway, I'll see you in a bit. turn that off, haven't I? Yeah. Microphone's on. Yeah, right. As you can see, we're headed into darkness now, guys. Oh. What we're hoping for is for that red rod to get a nice big whack on it. That's what we want. Nice big whack on me big red rod. Oh, Simon's in again with another flatty. Well done, fella. Dear me, I'm out of breath, I'm knackered. This beach, I'd forgotten how much hard work this beach is. Up and down that slope. It's hard goddamn work. People say these fishermen, you know, beach fishing's easy, all you do is come and sit on the beach all day. But some of these beaches we fish, because they're not a nice manicured beach, although this is a nice beach, but because they're not a manicured beach, sorry, I don't know if I'm in your guys' line of sight, both rods are knocking. But we've just gone past dusk. I've changed my tack. I don't know if I've already said I've changed my tact up a little bit. So on the left-hand rod, on the red rod, as you're looking at it, the reason we're wanting a nice big whack on it, can you see them? Yes, you can, I think. The reason we're wanting a nice big whack on that red rod, on that red tip, sorry, I don't think you can, oh yeah, you can, is that's got a bigger bait. That's gone back to the Wessex with the big bait on it. So I tried a whole squid, and I did get a fair amount of interest in that whole squid. It was knocking quite a lot, but no takers. The top hook were the ragworm that I sent out on the top hook on the red rod, as you're looking at them. The red tip light was massacred, absolutely massacred. But no takes, but a couple of good knocks, but nothing that I could say was a take. The rod on the right, the blue rod, has still just got a couple of worm on some size 1s. Actually on a Wessex as well, but a much shorter one. The tide is now on the ebb. We're probably going to get maybe another hour and a half. We're nearly an hour after high tide now. It's been a long day. I've been here since about midday, since about 1ish. And like I said, this beach is hard work to trek up and down. So we're going to follow the tide out just a little bit. There's a lot of big waves. The swell is gathering quite a lot. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Let me just see if I did the little bike light I used to put on the tripod. The hook had broken on it, so I've super glued it back together. Now super glue, it's not the strongest, is it really? What I should have done is put some epoxy on it, but I didn't have any to hand. But we'll see if I can hook it on. Where are you? There you are. And we'll see how it goes. Oh. Oh. So super glue is not the most structurally sound glue, but we'll see. So that blue rod is twitching like mad again, but like I said, that's just got the flatty bashing stuff on it. But the reason I get asked is this does show up a little bit better for you guys now, but what it actually shows me is what my line's doing a little bit better, so I can see slackliners and things like that. A lot of knocks on that blue rod, isn't there? I think, to be honest, a lot of it is tide noise though, because it's not far out. That's just sort of, it's not scratching rig because it's not got a smooth lead on it. But it's quite close in, so that's the one that gets recast most. But we're quite a deep beach. I'll probably fish it. I'm not going to follow it all the way out, so I'm not going to fish as far out as we did on the flood. but I'll probably fish it to where it gets to the bottom of the steep bit, and then I'll probably call it a day. But it's not a blank. The blank streak is over. It's nice actually to have caught a couple of fish on the Snetic, because it was kind of my cursed rod was the Snetic. But it's been the only thing that's caught for me today. So perhaps it's passed its curse onto the pen. I don't know. Maybe the curse has carried with the casting cannon, because I think the cannon came off the Snetic and went onto the pen. And now there's a new cannon on the Snetic, and happy days, it's landed me a couple of fish tonight. I'd just like to just hit a big one. But we can't have it all. If they're not there, they're not there. We know of one silver bar that's been brought out further down the way. But aside from that, the fella that was to my left, who looked like he was really in for long haul, he had 3 rods, he had a tripod, a sand spike. It really looked like he were in, all in. I fished an hour and a half, packed up and buggered off. Landed 3 or 4 flatties, and I think he decided that wasn't what he was targeting, so we were going to call it a day. Watch that red rod a minute, guys. See what you think. Couple of little shakes, which is what I was getting before with the whole squid on. Couple of little shakes, and then when I brought it in, behind the squid head, like I said, put a whole squid on, lashed it on. Behind the squid's head, you could clearly see it had been pecked at. Oh, there's also been a couple of good whiting pulled out down the way there as well, so there's all sorts out there today. But the hunt for the ray seems to continue. I'd really love to add a ray to my species list this year, and I'd love to hit a local one. I know a lot of lads are going to say, come fish with us down in Wales, like Scott and Caister, or Casters fishing. I can't. I can't quantify that spend. I really can't. It's Simon's. Is he dropping down to 1 rod? Is he packing a rod up? I don't know. Yeah, so I'll probably fish it to the bottom of the first slope, and then I'll probably call it a day. This is going to be a mighty long video, as it is. So, yeah, I'll. Once again, as always, guys, please do like, share, and subscribe. Please do head over and show some love to BOAG UK. Other YouTubers worth mentioning. I say all the time, my fishing channel is not about learning to fish. It's just my journey. It's my video diary, as it were. One of the most knowledgeable fishermen that puts a lot of time and effort into his videos, Levo, over at Levo's Fishing Adventures. He will teach you how to fish, and he'll teach you how to cast as well. So if that's something you're interested in, please do head over. If you like the video style that I kind of do, and that Vern at Vern's Sea Fishing kind of does, do head on over and show some love to the Holderness Cod Father, as well as Cod Bites. That's Jimmy. You've seen me fish with Jimmy a few times. So do head on over and show them some love. That would be great. Like I said, we're all, in the grand scheme of things, small YouTubers. So if you could show some love, I really would appreciate it. Just while I'm out here, some new subscribers, so welcome. I've just checked my subscriber count, it's gone up a few, so welcome. If you like my sort of video logging style, my video diary style, please do consider sharing to whatever social media you use. If you're in any fishing groups, please do share it to that. There's a share button underneath the video, which will share it directly to wherever you choose. If you're not subscribed, if that subscribe button is red, please do press that subscribe button and turn it grey. I'm getting ever closer to 1,000 subscribers, so the sooner I can hit that, the happier I will be. What have we got coming up? I don't know. I was considering going out early tomorrow morning to go meet Jimmy and Shane over at South Withensea. That was dependent on having bait left. I've run out of lug. I'm halfway through my ragworm, and at 4 AM in the morning I don't think I stand a cat in hell's chance of finding any more bait, so I won't be heading over to see you guys. I do apologise for that. I'm hoping maybe next weekend. I don't know, I'm at a bit of a loss for next weekend. I'm not too sure where to go. Yeah, I'm not too sure where to go next weekend. Although we've got next weekend, then it's Easter weekend. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Wait and see what's occurring, where's catching. It will be a small tide, but I'm very tempted to stay local. So it might just be, I might just go to Cleethorpes Front or Fuller Street maybe, depending on the tide size. But what I might do is I might fish a different location on Fuller Street. I think next week we might have the return of Alf, so it'd be good to see Alf again. We'll have to wait and see what's occurring. Right guys, I'll pop you back on time lapse. I'm not going to say it. Right. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Do go check out the other channels that are down in the description. Yeah, as normal, I'll see you in a bit. Right, ladies and gents, it is officially last cast o'clock. It's last call for me. You could easily get another hour or two out of this mark, but I was just down chatting with Amy and Simon from BOAG UK, and I will keep mentioning their channel every time I spoke about them because it's a great channel. They put a lot of time and effort in their videos, and unlike, well, not unlike, no, that's unfair, but what I really do appreciate is you don't mind talking to somebody like that, Amy and Simon, because, you know, if you talk to them about something, it's not dismissed instantly. They listen to what you have to say, and it's nice to get that feedback. So, we took on board what you said and we tried it and it was great. So yeah, I've all the time in the world for people like that, and they're prime examples of good people. They put time and effort into their videos. Amy, I know you're going to watch this later, and I don't know if you're the blushing type, but what you do with regards to being the camera person, it's nice to now see you in front of the camera as well. But the sort of the shots that you get of the sea and things like that is great. So every time I mention them, I will call out their channel name. Do head on over and show them some love. I'm going to pack down to one rod. It is last cast. I'm officially out of live bait. I think I've got like 3 or 4 ragworm left. Well, they can go free. Shame there's been no big beasties out tonight, or at least not for us. It genuinely is a shame there's been no beasties out tonight for us. Although, I mean, that's what you want from every session, isn't it? You're always wanting that whack on the rod and the nice big fish on the other end of it. And let's face it, in these days, the last sort of season or two here on the East Coast, for the most of us, it's not there. It's not there. The sea fishing is not what it used to be. So I'm told. So as per usual, guys, I'm going to leave you there, and I'm going to say, look, if there is anything on this last cast, you'll see it now in a picture. If there is nothing on this last cast, you just saw nothing. I'm going to pack down the rods. I'm going to get tidied up, and I'm going to get ready to head off. I'll tidy up, sort out my rubbish, get all that bagged up. There's a couple of bins on the prom, which is always great. I do like a mark that's got a bin on it, so you don't have to take your rubbish home. So all that will go in a bag. Yeah, I'm going to stop waffling. Subscribe to those guys. Subscribe to the guys down in the channel, in the video description below. Click the little chevron that points down at the side of where it says, on this channel, this is what we do. At the side of that, there's a little chevron that points down. In there is more information about the video before you watch it. Ooh. I think that might have just been a wave. As well as links to other YouTubers. If you're an up-and-coming YouTuber, if you would like help, support, advice, knowledge on being a YouTuber, not that I know everything, not that I know how it's all done, but, you know, or if you want to get out and collaborate or do something together, shout me up, hit me up. Especially if you're an East Coast, Grimsby, Cleethorpes, if you're thinking about doing it, let me know. We can have a chat and maybe get out together at some point. If you're a viewer and you'd like to get out together to either help me hone the skills, or if you'd just like to come out, you know, if you'd just like to come out and have a crack, let me know. We'll see what we can sort out. I've got dates now for moving back to the office, so there is going to be a sketchy period between getting videos out towards the end of April. The missus has to return to work, I have to return to the office, so there is going to be a bit of a lull, I'm not going to lie. I'll get out as and when I can, I promise. As always, thank you for your continued support. Like, share, subscribe. Good night, God bless, tight lines, stay safe. I'll see you later.